back to the Target Transfers podcast, the podcast for Garment Decorators. I'm joined today by Molly.
Hello.
My name's Andy. We look after education here at Target Transfers, the UK's leading supplier of e-transfers, e-presses, e-transfer vinyl. And today we want to talk to you all about a really big opportunity that all of you should be taking advantage of, which is the Coronation 2023.
Yes, it's coming up quickly, isn't it?
It is. It's May 6th, so it's really not long to go at all now.
A couple of weeks.
We're seeing a lot of transfers going through at the moment now, but I think there's still a lot of people that don't quite grasp how big the opportunity is and how big it is and how long it could potentially last for as well.
Yeah.
We did a live on it the other day, and there's lots of people getting involved with it. I think they hadn't really been thinking about it because it's been 70 years since there was a coronation. So as I said to everyone, and that's like, well, I wasn't alive. I'm pretty sure literally no one. I don't think anyone that knows how to use a podcast is probably even alive at that
Or maybe even a heat press.
Yeah. So I did wonder if Styles had printed anything for the coronation, because obviously they would have been around.
Yeah. You never know.
Because they would have been 20, 21 years old at that point.
Yeah.
So I don't know whether we might well have created vinyl cut coronation emblems for the first time around in the US, perhaps.
You never know.
You never know. I couldn't find any information either way, but it could happen.
Well, we have plenty of it, so don't worry if you're not really sure what to do for the coronation, or there's going to be people out there thinking, where on earth do I start? So we have a table full. For those of you watching on YouTube, we're going to show you what Andy's already printed live that you did on our YouTube channel last week. How did that go?
Really well. I mean, it's just really easy to print coronation stuff. I think that's the thing for people to get their head around, is that either you fall into one camp of, I'm really excited about it, really looking forward to celebrating it. In that case, print as many different things as you want. Just use that passion to sell to your customers. Or the other camp with being, okay, even if you're not really even that fussed about the coronation,
it's a way to make profit.
Put that to one side, because it's an opportunity for your business. And like I said, it's been 70 years since the last one.
Yeah.
It could be, I don't know how long, decades before the next one, who knows.
Let's not make an assumption on that.
It's a bit of a grim way to look at it, I suppose, on that one.
It probably won't be another 70 years, though.
It won't be 70 years, no. But it'll be quite a long time.
Yeah.
But it's a really, really big opportunity, because there's lots of people who want stuff. I mean, there's 67 million people in the UK.
Is there?
Yeah.
That's a lot of people.
So I think there's definitely going to be a lot of people that would actually love to have everything and probably have
garden
houses full of
parties.
stuff.
Yeah.
And there'll also be people who think, maybe I should have something. And they'll be like, I'll get a t-shirt or a bag or something like that.
Yeah, well, I think the bags, we'll go into this in a bit more detail in a bit, but even these styles, sort of like tote bags, these would be perfect for those of you listening on Spotify or Apple at this point. Head over to YouTube to see what we're talking about. But this sort of tote bag style.
It's just more of a jute bag.
Jute bag, yes. You could get away, people would use these for like shopping for the next year, 2 years. Like, how many of them are probably in the boot of your car right now? And you buy them on occasion, and then they get used over and over again.
I think there's lots, because you can decorate everything. I know we talk about t-shirts and hoodies and bags a lot, but this is a real one for like homewares as well. Tea towels, cushion covers, things like that, because it could be anything in someone's house. They think, I'll buy a souvenir for that, because like I say, 67 million people, even if you sold to 0.01% of that population, that's 6,700 items you could do. So that's not like,
that's a big number, and then your profit on that item isn't just going to be £1. So it's not just going to be 6,000-7,000. It's going to be 5, 10, 20 times that. So there's a lot of profit your e-press can make.
And it doesn't even factor in the tourist trade.
Another very good point.
So last year, for instance, there was 30 million tourists that came to the UK
without a coronation.
Without a coronation, with like still quite restricted flights in and out. So it used to be about. So in 2019, it was about 40 million. So my guess is maybe 35 this year. But the thing to bear in mind is that maybe for the UK, like your window of opportunity is probably between now and, let's say, the 6th of May. So really, after that point, people in the UK might pick up the odd item, but they're not going to be paying full price for it.
Yeah.
They pick up in the sale, maybe something, this could be worth something in X amount of years or something like that. But tourists that are coming over any time between now and I would say probably the end of September, they'll be like, yeah, I'll pick up some coronation themed stuff because that's one of the reasons they come here. They come to Buckingham Palace and visit all these kind of like tourist hotspots. But so even if you're not used to selling like promotional stuff like this normally, if you have, I don't know, a print shop with a window in a town that the tourists might visit, you should put something in the window because you never know, you might sell, just get passing by trade, or you could set up like a little Etsy store or Facebook marketplace.
Or even go to sort of, go to the city for a weekend on sort of popular weekends and do a little stand or something.
Have a little market store,
stopping people doing that.
I was thinking like even like calling your local like tourist information boards, things like that. So like they always have a little shop in the town.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
They can always sell stuff. Anyone that has a shop could sell something because again, in the same way that we're trying to tell everyone who's listening, this is an opportunity to make some money. Anyone that has passing trade of tourists of any kind, which could be, there's probably a good 50, 60 towns and cities in the UK that could pass as good tourist spots people might go, or even villages and little places. If they have a window, they could put coronation stuff up in there.
Well, I mean, I like to think everybody in the UK, if not the world, will know about the coronation, unless you've been living under a rock recently. Even if you're not interested, you'll know about it. So even if we had a few things in the window, people would look at that and go, oh, I know what that's in relation to, even if they didn't come in and buy. Do you think even if people have a print shop, because I know a lot of our customers don't have like stores, for example, but they have customers into their workshops to, I don't know, approve orders or to pick stuff up and things like that, having a few things just out on display for when people come in and out could be an opportunity.
They definitely should, because theoretically you could be printing something for a work. Let's say, I don't know, some places might be celebrating by doing something around the event. In that case, you could sell a combo of workwear with coronation things added onto it.
Yeah.
So let's say let's say you refresh their gear every half year or every year. Why not ask them if they want an extra print of the coronation on for this year?
For the next 6 months or something.
Next 6 months or something like that. Or say, maybe they're having a summer picnic or something around the same sort of time. Like, do you want to have t-shirts or bunting or something that they could then incorporate
into
for the
kids,
you could quite easily do something around it. There's lots of opportunities to decorate stuff, and because like I said, it's like 70 years since the last one, so it could be anything.
A big deal.
Yeah, exactly. Even if it's just a case of much like we were talking about, like how much business on your doorstep, it's like actually just heat press loads of bunting and sell it to all of your neighbours. Because I would assume a bit like the Jubilee and things like that is that people will have like flags and stuff all outside their house as well as inside.
That's a big one actually, because there'll be a lot of Union Jack flags I can imagine flying from every other flagpole that you can see in the UK, but you could easily get a blank flag and print something unique on there to hang as well. Because
they're not expensive to buy the blank flag. They're really easy to decorate. It's just one heat press and you're done.
Yeah. No threading needed is one thing.
One thing, that's it. It's really, really easy. So I think that there is an opportunity just like is to kind of think back to anything else that's happened recently, like the Golden Jubilee or any of the Queen's big birthdays, or like the royal weddings, for instance. Think how much royal wedding stuff was sold for all of the last two. That anything that you saw that had branding on it is an opportunity, basically.
Yeah. Even if it's the funny meme ones, there were quite a few of those t-shirts going around.
Well, even like say, you can just keep it really simple and put it on Etsy with a t-shirt and a graphic. That's really, really easy.
And you don't even have to, I know we've talked about this a million and one times before, but you don't need to pre-print them all unless you're going to like a market and you want to have them there to sell. But for example, if you are selling on Etsy or you have a few display items in the shop, you don't have to pre-print them all. Before someone orders, you can do the print on demand with transfers as such, so that you're not wasting garments that don't sell, or sizes that might not be as popular, things like that.
And that kind of brings us on to the next point, is that there is multiple versions of the artwork as well. So
right, let's talk about the artwork, because that's a very important one that you recently told me we had secured the rights to the artwork, and it's on EasyView for all of our customers now.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's free of charge for anyone to use the official artwork. If they just go onto Easy View. You click on Upload Image, we click the Stock Design section, and click King Charles Coronation.
The official, the
This
actual
is, yes,
official.
this is the proper artwork.
This one.
So it's all been put in vectored, it's been put into the right scale. It's not had any colours changed or anything. It's the official artwork.
The colours are interesting. So they've gone for 2 different blues and a red and a pink.
So you've got blue and red, you've got blue and blue, pink and red, all black, all white. I think there might be a black.
Oh,
and
these ones are
red.
blue and red. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So there's 2, and then there's on the stock design there. There's multiple types as well. So it's quite a detailed design.
Mm-hmm.
So it's only really something like Ultra Color Max you can do small with.
Mm-hmm.
And if you, on some of the stuff you might even want, we put some ones with white circles on behind it, purely thinking like bunting.
Just to make it easier.
Yeah, because it'll be, you're doing, it's very much a promo item and it's so tiny that you just won't see the detail at that point anyway. So it's better to do some of them in the white circle than for the bigger prints like 15 by 15 centimetres and bigger. We recommend you don't need to have the circle behind it at that point.
So these, I'll show you the camera. I'm going to put my mic down though. So these ones are the ones without the white on them.
Yep.
Here, so they're still quite detailed.
So that's the t-shirt.
And then we've also got the pillow as well. So as you can see, that has got no white behind it.
Yeah.
But then things like the flags that we've done, they have got the white behind them just to make it easier.
Yeah. And it's important to remember, so we've uploaded them at the right spec. You can't misshape them at all, because something that's very important is that you print them as they come. They are proper artwork. If you start to manipulate them, stretch them out, change the colour, then you are kind of going away from the official artwork essentially. So you're going against the guidelines for its use, which obviously you don't want to do because you want to be selling sort of official artwork. So that's why we tried to make it really easy for people to just click on the ones you want, upload it, add it to your gang sheet, no extra cost.
Yeah.
Put as many as you want on there, and then off you go basically.
Easy peasy. I don't think it could be any easier than that.
No, and then like you say, if someone comes by your shop, then you can say which colour would you like, rather than be like, do you want this pick one off the shelf?
Yes,
You can say, actually, do you want a blue one, a pink one, a black one?
Yeah.
And then you can play to people's different sensibilities that way.
Yeah.
It makes it a bit easier.
I like the flags. I think they look really good.
Yeah, but that's an easy one. If any household could have a few flags for the occasion,
Yeah.
I'm sure there's probably, I don't know, a lot of people going down to actually see the sort of the march that goes with it, the parade that goes with it.
Yeah.
And obviously, that probably could be close to like 1 million people. I'd have thought might go to London that day at least, if not more maybe.
I was going to say minimum. Yeah, it's going to be really, really busy.
And all of them will need t-shirts, flags, hats.
Where are you going to put your stuff in?
Yeah, a special bag. Yeah, exactly.
Walk around on the coronation with your coronation bag.
That's it. Think how many people have tote bags and different shopping bags in your cupboard. That's everything.
If you're going to a garden party.
Exactly. Yeah. Taking
Put your snacks in it.
Yeah, it's very market town, that jute bag. You can see people spending a bit more money for something like that because it's got a premium look to it.
Yeah, the quality of that versus, like, I would use that. The tote, I have about 50 tote bags in the boot of my car just for when you go shopping and you think, oh, I haven't got a bag. But you just sort of shove groceries or whatever in there. But that bag is something that you would take if you were going on a picnic or, like I said, to someone's house for a garden party, or, it is that bit more luxurious in a way as far as tote bags go.
And, think the people that will be really into it will buy like 10 things. That's the thing to remember, is that you're going to have some people that might buy one thing because they think they should buy something, they don't know why. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
For the people who are really into it, will buy, I'll have a t-shirt, I'll have a hat, I'll have a bag, I'll have a
put
flag.
the pillow behind me, I'll put the t-shirt on, I'll hold the bag and I'll wave the flag at the same time.
Exactly. There's probably someone somewhere that's listening to this is like printing coronation logos onto Union Jack suits or something. Because
that's so funny.
Because people will get into the mood for it and just have a good time.
I would love to see that. If anyone has done that or has pictures of it, please send them to us.
But yeah, there's so many different things you could put the logo onto. And then, like I say, 67 million UK people, so that's a big opportunity. Even like even 0.01% is 6,700, but with another 35 million tourists, even though let's say like I don't know 5 million have already come and gone by this point, there's still like almost 100 million people that could be potential markets. So there's enough printers out there that everyone can have a slice of that pie as well.
Yeah.
So
you're not limited to your audience, are you? Or your
even
customers?
if you're just selling locally to people passing by, or like I say, tourist information, anyone really, anyone that like a farm shop maybe, that like say these bags you could easily sell them as an add-on thing for them. People are going to buy their
If anything, I think that's
veg
more
and
relevant.
cheese and things like that. Yeah,
I think that's more appropriate. You'd expect to see that walking into somewhere like a farm shop, wouldn't you?
yeah. But there's so many. It's like literally every single shop, I don't know, card shops or anything that's perhaps I suppose independent probably, or smaller chains where it'd be easy to just sell direct to them. But even like, I don't know, a butcher's could sell a bag like that to put the stuff in even. Or you might sell, I don't know, aprons to every cafe, anyone that's kind of in a service industry. They should probably wear Coronation stuff for the week of or something like that. I'm sure they'd all be interested. Pubs again.
Yes, yeah.
Because I think some of them, I'm sure I heard that some pubs and stuff get to open later, I think, on that Saturday or that Monday over the Coronation weekend. So
I'll be surprised.
they're obviously expecting good business because everyone's got a long weekend. So
they'll be out celebrating.
yes.
Even if they're not celebrating, they'll be out and they'll be drinking.
So all of the bar staff and restaurant staff could be wearing t-shirts as well. Even going back to like the St. Patrick's Day example we gave the other week, and for those that should be printing for St. George's Day in April as well, is that any of your kind of hospitality clients should be wearing Coronation stuff for the week leading up to it probably.
Yeah, I was going to say that I think it's also an opportunity to pick up new business, because even if you haven't dealt with that pub or that restaurant before in your local area, what's stopping you from going in there with a couple of pre-printed examples and saying, this is my business, this is what I do, we've got this event coming up, the Coronation, would you like a few t-shirts for your staff to wear so that you're sort of on brand? And you never know, they might be inclined to just go, we'll take 20 t-shirts for the 2 days, and that might open up a door to another relationship that will flourish later on down the line.
I think that's a good point, because I mean, much like many detailed things, same with the levers stuff, you don't want to be weeding these Coronation logos.
Oh, can you imagine? That would be a nightmare to weed.
This would take you ages and ages to weed something like that. But it means that or embroidery as well will probably take a long, long time to do that, if at all. So transfers is the easiest way to create this logo. So it means that if you're, like I say, even if you're going against something which would normally be a competitive set, they normally ask for embroidery. You're like, well, actually, I can't do that, just do transfers. But actually, in this occasion, they're like, their embroidery, well, it's probably like, I'm not touching that.
Yeah, or it's not worth my time.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
So there's lots and lots of possibilities for everyone really. That's why I really want to kind of do this podcast episode and to be like, okay, this will come out on the 30th of March.
Correct.
So you've got about 4 weeks to finish production on it really. But really you need to be, as soon as you listen to this and think, actually, do you know what, I've got a couple of customers that maybe they like Coronation stuff, or just ask every one of your customers if they fancy something just to commemorate it. Or like I say, if you have any customers that have shops, or you just approach anyone locally that that could sell them, then just go for it, but get it done in the next week or so, because you need to kind of get the ball rolling and get that order secured so you can start putting the stuff in it, because really you or your customers should be selling that stuff from today.
I don't know why I keep coming back to the bag thing. I just think, like you said, shops, markets, even things like butchers and stuff, if they were to, like most shops you go into and they go, oh, would you like a bag? And you normally go, oh no, because you have to pay for them. But this might be something that, depending on how much you sell them to that shop for and how much they charge customers, people that come in and buy things day to day are more likely to go, oh, do you know what, I will have one of those because it's on theme. That's such a good revenue stream for both you and for the small business, or indirect if that's how you do it. But I think that would be my go-to. I think that's probably
I think you could get a really nice margin from that particular bag as well. I mean, we're not far from Saffron Walden. That's a very kind of Saffron Walden kind
Mhm.
of bag, and there's lots of shops around there that can sell it. You think there is
No,
a
no, it is. It's the way it's a saffron Walden kind of bag.
It is. That's what you see. A lot of people walking around with it, but like every shop around there is geared towards it. There's like 3 butchers.
Yeah.
There's 2 beer shops. Like beers, that'd be a great one for people who buy like bespoke beers and things like that, because it will hold the weight of it nicely.
Breweries.
Breweries should all be having Coronation stuff.
Yeah.
Um,
Refer back to the localization podcast because we
yeah.
can do this all
Yeah,
day.
fruit and veg, but like I say, tourist information,
Mhm.
anything that's kind of like local, you could easily
Yeah.
pass something on. Even if that business isn't used to selling anything branded, it's an opportunity for them. Cake shops, I'm sure they could all.
Yeah. Even small businesses. Like
yeah.
I know a few people that have like their own businesses out of their own homes, like
Yeah.
cakes and things like that. But even if they're delivering them, having something branded or something in relation to that, if it's like a coronation cake for a garden party
Yeah.
or something, that would be good. There's so many things now that we've started to talk
Bookshops,
about
maybe,
it.
something like
At
that.
what point do we stop doing
Yes,
this?
well, that's it. We're giving lots of information now, so we don't. But,
We could list a hell of a lot
but
more.
basically, it's the localization podcast on steroids, basically, isn't it? The opportunity, because it's a chance to go outside of your sphere of customers and kind of like get even more business in. And it's only for a short period of time, so it's kind of like maximise the UK customers now because you've got a month. Obviously the tourist, I reckon, would go to sort of like end of September when the weather starts to change into autumn.
Hoodies.
That's when the tourists kind of like the volume of tourists coming into the country will probably go down a little bit.
Yeah.
But they'll be interested all year round for sure.
Yeah, it never really slows down, does it?
No.
London in the summer is a nightmare, just because it's mobbed with so many tourists.
But then that's an opportunity. Like every single
It is indeed.
There's so many streets full of independent shops and places that could be selling coronation stuff to tourists, or even just like pitch up outside train stations or something.
Yeah, that's not a bad shout actually.
So there's lots and lots of opportunity, and I think it's just important to kind of take action and get stuck in now.
Yeah, and you've got plenty of time. 4 weeks is enough time. Or even in the next week, you say if you order transfers, what are we now, Thursday? If you order them today, they get dispatched tomorrow.
Yeah.
You can start printing by the weekend and have them out ready to sell by Monday.
Yeah, even if you're just literally just selling like £3 flags to every single one of your customers, it would really add up.
Yeah.
Everything's really simple to do. It's like there's 6 designs, so they can't come back to you and ask for design changes because that would go against the principles of the actual logo that's been provided.
Yeah, you can
for
brand
the
it as
coronation.
the official.
So it's like there is only 6, so you pick one, and that's it's not a chance.
One design, 6 colour variations, right? Okay.
Yeah, so there's no chance for people to come like, what about if I want it in green? What about if it looks like in purple? Like, no, it's not official.
That's not licensed,
So you don't have to worry about all the back and forth. It's like, pick what you want it on, pick which design you want, and make it for you.
Easy.
Really, really easy. So that's the opportunity. So make sure that you go and speak to all of your customers today. And anyone gets some transfers printed up, try a few of the bags. If you're just listening to this, go back and flick through the podcast on YouTube, or go back and watch the live from the 24th of March when we went into more detail, decorating some items, but like anything houseware. So we did like cushion covers, tea towels, flags, different types of bags. You could do hats, t-shirts, absolutely everything. There's a real opportunity there. We didn't get a chance to do any bunting, but like bunting would be a really easy one to do.
Well, I mean, it's the same thing as this, isn't it? It's just on a string instead of a stick.
Yeah, really, really easy. Big opportunity for everyone. So it's time to make the most of it, because it'll be a while before you get to do it again, and just be a nice little extra revenue stream for your business this year.
Yeah, no, I think they look good.
So thank you, Molly, for joining me today.
No problem.
Thank you, everyone that's listening. We'll be back again next week with another Garment Decorating podcast for all of you. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content like this, and we'll see you all very soon.